Do you struggle with being critical and people perceive you to be too negative? If so, you might be an Enneagram 1, and this episode is for you. This is 9 in 9 Enneagram Wisdom for Life. Let's dive in. Welcome to this month's series, The One Question That Will Change Everything. This series is based on the work that I've done with students and private clients in all of my classes that I teach. We utilize questions to really help us become self-aware. So, Enneagram 1, let's dig in. If you are like most Enneagram 1s I know, you have a few things going on. And the first is that you have high standards for yourself and honestly, everything around you. And high standards are a good thing, right? I mean, who doesn't want to have high standards in life? And, I was thinking about some examples of this. And one person that I'm very close to puts so much pressure on herself to plan the perfect vacation. So she's got very high standards for like researching and making sure that she chooses the best hotel or the best location on the beach. She wants everything to meet this inner perfection that she has in her mind of like what this is going to look like. And what's interesting is not only does she have pressure for herself to plan the perfect vacation, but she has also high standards and expects the people that go on vacation with her to appreciate it in a certain way or with certain behavior or words. And so she's got a really high standard for the people around her. And then even more interestingly, in this one, I hope this makes, all the Enneagram 1s out there just kind of smile at themselves. She even has high standards for the weather on vacation. We'll say, "Hey, how's vacation going?" And she'll maybe list off some things that could be better and including the weather. And so the high standards for an Enneagram 1 are always present, and this can make for a lot of pressure, putting a lot of pressure on yourself. Another trait that we see in Enneagram 1s is the ability to always see how things could be improved, how things could be just a little bit better than what they are. And I mean, this is a gift at times, right? We like improvement. We want people to make the world better, to make our systems better, etc. But just a couple weeks ago, I was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with my friend who is an Enneagram 1. And she proceeded to tell me that she had figured out that making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with, I think it was both sides of the bread with peanut butter so that the jelly didn't get stuck in a certain, or didn't slide out on one side or something about the peanut butter and jelly. I was kind of just shocked that there was an improvement process in place for how to make these peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But honestly, it's like a constant ability to see what needs to be improved or a way to make something better. So my Enneagram 1 friend, who I dearly love, had figured out how to perfect the art of making a peanut butter and jelly. Now, the third thing that we see in Enneagram 1s is an inner critic. It's an actual voice that isn't audible, but that you can hear within your mind. It's like a third person within your mind, within your being, and that inner critic is doing exactly what it says it's going to do. It is noticing everything. It is jumping to criticism so that it can protect you, the Enneagram 1, from any criticism that might come your way. You learned this early on as a child, that if you criticized yourself first, then you wouldn't be as hurt if someone else criticized you. And so that inner critic got lots of practice as a kid because you were like, okay, if I just criticize first, then if someone else criticizes, then it won't feel as bad because I'll have already criticized. And so I'll know what's going to happen and it won't hurt me as much. And unfortunately, while it probably served you and helped you survive parts of being a kid, it really can go into overdrive, and I've seen it just wreak havoc on lives of young adults as Enneagram ones and adults that, if you don't do this important work, it can really, really be a loud, condemning, awful voice that you have to live with all the time. So the one question that will change things for the Enneagram 1 is this: what is also good and right here? What is also good and right here in this situation? And the reason why this question works, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why. First, it just allows you to relax that inner critic. It allows you to go into a self-observation, to sort of have a comeback to the critic, to go, wait a second, inner critic, you don't get to be the only voice here. You don't get to be the only perspective that I have in this situation, because there's also going to be good and right things, even when the inner critic is speaking really loudly. The second reason why this question works is because it allows you to begin to embrace the perfection of imperfection. That word in there also is very important because it allows for 2 things to be true at once. Something can be a little less than perfect. The weather could be a little too hot, or heck, it could be a tropical hurricane while you're on vacation, and that's not perfect. But it allows for imperfection and for things to be good and right. But my goodness, look at how we're playing family games, or the fun that we've had to be creative since we didn't get the exact weather we wanted. It allows for 2 things to be true at once, and this is so important and key for an Enneagram 1. And then finally, when you ask this question, what is also good and right, it begins to teach the innermost part of the Enneagram 1 how to begin to own the fact that you are good. You are not broken and inherently bad or inherently wrong or at fault. You are good. And when you begin to ask this question, when you know, like everybody knows that we're flawed human beings. All human beings have flaws. But when you're also able to say, but what is also good and right about what I'm doing, about my effort here, about my intention, then you begin to believe that you are not just a person who needs constant improvement and constant criticism of yourself and everything around you to make things better. You begin to kind of soften, let go of that, and embrace the fact that you are good. You are good. You are good. All right, I hope this episode made you so curious that you really want to join me for one of my classes called Enneagram 101. We learn the Enneagram in community, which is hands down the best way to learn about the Enneagram. Don't go at it alone. Study it with me. Just go to my website, livingwellbyjen.com/Enneagram.